Welcome to Professor Sky's Spam channel, where I talk about anything that's not music. And once a month, I like to feature a YouTuber who I think is good. Now, I spend a lot of time on YouTube. I spend more time on YouTube than I do on Netflix or watching TV. And for the most part, I love it because it's a serious platform. In my main channel, it's a serious channel dedicated to human creation and art and valuing music and culture. All of YouTube is filled with philosophy and intellectual essays and politics and current events and personal confessions. I've done 2 of these videos so far. The first one was about Donkey, who I am arguing is the greatest living comedian and why his comedy is so important and why it should be studied. The second was on FD Signifier as the great video essayist who's able to tackle issues of race and gender questions, I think, better than anyone else. But is that all YouTube is? Is it just this high-minded place? Of course not. It's so much more. It's also stuff which is a lot simpler. Stuff which is just fun. In a lot of ways, YouTube is way beyond television. But in another way, it's just television. You can find things that are simple, consistent, challenging, but not too challenging. Enjoyable, but not the kind of enjoyable where you have to immediately share it with everybody. And that's why I want to focus on a fairly successful YouTuber who has 500,000 plus subscribers, DGR. Now listen, I am not a DGR superfan. I don't even know what DGR stands for. I know his first name is Dave. Maybe that's his last initials. I'm not a part of his Discord, his Patreon. I don't watch him on Twitch. He's the kind of YouTuber that in theory, somebody like me should look down upon. Somebody who has a doctorate in 17th century French literature and theater. Somebody who teaches full-time, is an academic. I should kind of look down on somebody who just simply plays video games on YouTube. But I want to make an argument that, first of all, the kind of thing that he does is important, and that the way he does it in particular is particularly good. He has 2 elements that make him special: quantity and quality and consistency. Those are 3 things. I don't have a script, I just have notes, and I wrote my notes wrong. He's consistent in quantity and quality, and that's what makes him so special. Every day he releases a video. Every single day. Every single day they have the same quality, every single day the same consistency, every single day I watch. Now, when do I watch his videos? I'm going to tell you at the end, and you're going to laugh at me, because it's kind of funny and a little goofy. So, what is DGR? You probably don't know, because if you, watch me, I'm a serious dude. I talk about, questions of international philosophy and movements of people and race relations and gender equality and all those kinds of very big questions. And DGR doesn't talk about any of that. He's a Let's Play channel. Now, I didn't know what a Let's Play channel was up until a couple years ago. I'm an old man in my 40s. I'm not a native YouTuber. It's where you just watch people play video games. Now, I want to talk to you about Let's Play, first of all. When I first heard about Let's Play, it was somebody else going, Sky, Sky, Sky. Can you believe these young people? They're so stupid. They just watch people play video games on the internet. I'm serious. They just watch them. It's like, dude, what did we do in high school? Well, yeah, we just watched each other play video games, but at least we were in the same room. That's it. I've been watching people play video games my entire life. Growing up, I would watch my brother Amos as he struggled through trying to find some way to finish that goddamn Raiders of the Lost Ark game on Atari 2600. Thank you, Anka, is what he'd always say. As I grew up, I would then watch my friend Jonathan play Karateka on the Atari 7800. By the time I got to Super Nintendo, I'd watch my friends as they go through Super Mario World, 64. It's the whole thing. It's watching, it's communal. I'm totally fine with the Let's Play genre. And for me in particular, and if you are getting older, and we're all getting older, except for those of you who are not, I'm sorry, you just died. For those of us who are getting older, Let's Play is a very important thing, because this is the deal. I don't play video games. I don't have time. I have a Switch, I have a Steam account, But I don't have time for that. I got to do my YouTube channel. I got to grade. I'm the goddamn chair of my department. I got all this work to do. I don't want to deal with like having to learn how to play a video game. The only video game I play is Pokemon Go, and I play it every day. I love Pokemon Go, but part of the reason I love Pokemon Go is because it doesn't require that level of attachment. But growing up, that was all I did. In high school, I didn't really read books. I played Mortal Kombat 2 and then Mortal Kombat 3. That's what I did. I played Killer Instinct. That's what I did. So the Let's Play serves this really crucial function. And part of the reason that I love DGR is because he only plays the game that I consider to be the best game besides Pokemon Go that has been released besides Minecraft in the last 20 years. That is MarioMaker. Now, if you don't know what MarioMaker is, it's this video game where Nintendo gives you the tools to make a level in Mario. You can make it the way that they made it in the 80s, in the early 90s, and even they give you the attributes, the elements to make a level as though it was a game that was just released last year. And what it does is it creates infinite possibilities. Anybody who owns the game can make a level and upload it. This is a video about DGR, and I'll get to him in specific soon. But I really want to emphasize the brilliance of MarioMaker and why it does fit in with what I believe to be my larger goal, and what should be your goal, to be a humanist. Humanist work is studying what is it that makes human beings great. What is it that humans make? Like, what is the product of humanity, right? I love my dogs, but my dogs could never have made the Taj Mahal, okay? What is it that we are capable of creating? Too often, I think humanism is overly defined by grand works, by grand thoughts, things at the highest possible level, the highest possible creations. I'm very interested in things that show evidence of human brilliance that are not in the expected places. The example I give all the time is, I grew up outside of Boston, and I would listen to Boston sports radio all the time. The people who call in to Boston sports radio are not, as our former president would say, the best and brightest, okay? They are not the people who were at MIT working with Chomsky, okay? They were just working class, mostly dudes, driving to work. But they would call in and they would make nuanced points about the sport, about the culture of the sport, about the nature of games that proves to me the baseline of human intelligence, that it can't always be tamped down, that if you are looking for human brilliance, and sometimes you have to look, it's not all going to be the Sistine Chapel. It's not all going to be human after all. You can find it in these other places. So Boston Sports Radio is a place where human brilliance can rise up, and you can hear it if you're listening with an open mind. And in video games, nowhere is that better seen than in MarioMaker. I suppose Minecraft as well, but Minecraft is a little bit too open, in my opinion, for this purpose. So as we watch DGR as he goes through this, what he's really doing is every day reminding you of the brilliance of random people from all over the globe who've been given a certain number of assets, a certain number of elements, parameters around what they can do. And every single video, I've been watching this guy for a couple years now, every single day, every single video I see something new, some kind of new technique, some kind of new attribute, some kind of new way of playing around. He is the perfect guide for this game, for what this game can actually do. Now what's interesting is, part of why he's so good is he has at least 4 different styles of videos. The first one is called the uncleared levels. So there's just, right now, there's like 100 levels being uploaded every second. I don't know how many it is, but it's a lot. A preposterous amount of Mario Maker. 2 levels go up at all times. So he plays these levels and tries to be the first person to get through them, which means there's a wide swath of kinds of levels. There's kinds that are like the Nintendo, like the Super Nintendo, and then like the modern systems. And what I like about him is he doesn't play on super expert. His goal is not to be the greatest Mario Maker player in the world. There's other people who do that, and I don't really like watching that much. There's a level of hyper precision, a kind of fastidious obsession with being as difficult as possible, which I don't find that interesting. It's kind of like in music when people want to play as fast as possible or as precisely as possible. It's not always the best. What I like in music and in video games is where things are difficult, but right. And so he plays these levels. Some of them are just garbage. Some of them are brilliant. Some of them are some of the most mind-blowingly creative things you could possibly imagine. And here he is going through playing them for the first time. In a similar way, he has another series called The Quest to 100, where he's trying to beat 100 levels with 30 lives. It's interesting. The game mechanics are a little bit different because you could theoretically lose. In most Mario Maker levels, you just play until you stop. There's no stakes. But this is one where there is, and it's a similar idea of just all these new levels. Probably his most famous, or the most evidently interesting, is his series on trolls. So if you don't know, a troll level is a level which is intentionally messing with the player. So there'll be an arrow pointing to something, and you think, oh good, I should go there. And then instead of having to go there, it traps you. The ingenuity in these troll levels is inexhaustible. It is incredible the amount of different ways that people have invented to fool, trick, befuddle, frustrate, enrage the player. I feel like if you're not watching this, you're missing this great, huge segment of creativity in the human race right now. It's because when I started watching it, I thought, oh, okay, I kind of get it. But they get more and more and more ornate. And why is DGR such a good person to take us through this? Because he is just good-natured. He never gets frustrated. He never gets mad. He never swears. He's never edgy. Whenever he gets trolled, whenever something really gets him, he just kind of laughs. And there's something really soothing and really pleasant about that. Because if I were playing it, I have a bad temper when I play video games, okay? I've gotten better, but part of the reason I got so good at Mortal Kombat 3 was because I was such a jerk if I lost, okay? But he's so good-natured that as he takes you through these troll levels, instead of getting tense, instead of feeling like, oh no, how's he going to get fooled now? You're just kind of watching and you're just sort of enjoying it. The fourth kind is called Uno Mas. I don't know what that means. I've watched like 2 of them. There's something about like the level being kind of broken or something. I don't even know. I'm making an entire video about this guy. I don't know his full name. I don't even know a quarter of the videos he makes. But that's how much I like the stuff that he makes. Because when you make a video every day, I can't watch every single video all the way through. He has a whole backlog. There's an unending source. Another thing that he does very well is he is present, but he is not the subject. He has a few jokes. Memorable jokes. Every time he gets to a checkpoint, he says, Checkpoint City, it's a beautiful city, that Checkpoint City. Every time he gets to a second checkpoint, he calls it Christmas. Things like that. Every time there's a hole, he says every hole is a chance for glory. Little kind of jokes which are semi-risque, but not really. He has a couple props. He'll put on a hat that's made out of cheese if he does something cheesy, or wear a bolo. But there's not too much of it. I think that's important. There's no lore. It seems like he has like a toddler and a wife who are kind of in the background, but they're not featured. There's no story. There's no politics. I don't know anything about this guy's politics. I mean, hopefully I don't radically disagree with him politically, but it doesn't actually matter. He's bright, he's happy, and it's just this beautiful way to interact with this great, great game. It's all edited by someone named Chris, who edits it very well, to the point where sometimes you go, why did they keep that in? But then you realize there's like a rhythm to these things, and sometimes things are kept in which are sort of intentionally frustrating. So this is a video about DGR. It's also a video about Mario Maker 2. It's also a video about human creativity and the ability to watch and comment on creativity. Sorry, I just got a message from my wife there on my computer. So when do I watch? How do I watch DGR every single day? I have a super busy life. You know, I do, what, 3-4 videos a week? That's a lot, plus the full-time job, plus 2 kids. Plus this morning I cooked. I made a frittata. It was really good. The key to making good frittata, by the way, get rid of tasteless vegetables. Tomatoes and onions. That's it. That's a good frittata. Well, the main way I started watching is I had some minor surgery last year. And nothing is better than watching these trolled series or watching the uncleared levels and just having something mindless and nice. And the thing is, it's not mindless. You know, it's not the Real Housewives of New Jersey, right? There is something to it. There's just enough intellect in the game itself that even though it's predictable and consistent, it engages your mind just enough. But the main way that I watch DGR is every night in the shower. It's true. I don't have a lot of time to myself. I don't have a lot of kind of downtime. And every night I take a shower and I set up my phone so it doesn't get showered on, and I watch DGR. And that's the goofiest thing, and I was tempted not even to say it because it's so extravagant and so weird and vulnerable and intimate. But it's a reminder of the greatness of this technology, where to a degree, watching DGR is just like watching David Letterman or Johnny Carson or Jay Leno, whatever, Jimmy Fallon, you know, something just kind of like, at the end of the day, I can watch a little TV and relax. But, you know, my wife doesn't want to watch MarioMaker. And she says that doesn't interest her. So I can have this little moment, this nice little ritual I have with myself, and I can be simultaneously like transported into the world of video games while also having a nice wind down ritual. So there you go. DGR is a good YouTuber. I don't know. I mean, do people even that's the other thing, is that like, because he doesn't have because his personality is not the point of the story, I don't even know if he has like a huge cult following or not. I don't know. Like, maybe no one will watch this because people just watch his videos and don't engage with him as a person. But I don't know. Anyways, there you go. There's my video. Happy New Year. I had to record this right before the end of the year. So there's the camera.